hopefully you're going to get in the game at some point. We got Scott Seaver. I know Sorel Mizzi. Geschkinbein, I saw him running around. Jonathan Duhamel is around.
Yevgeny Timoshenko wants to play. So many good players here that would like to play, and if they get knocked out of the WPT event, believe me, they are getting on the list.
Vanessa Selbst, Roberto Romanello, J.P. Kelly. It goes on and on. And, you know, you just have to open the door and stand outside or look behind the stage or in front of it. Wow, it's going to be fun.
Well, Tony G will be fun to see when he gets to the table. And I'll really be looking forward to seeing Vanessa Selbst at the table as well. I think she is phenomenal.
Check on the flop. This pot just a small raise and call for the button for Trickett. Jungleman in the straddle spot.
150.
And maybe Sam Trickett's got somebody on the hook here.
Well, he thought he had him on the hook when he flopped the top pair.
What do you mean to bet 150?
Now the Jungleman's bet out when the queen comes off, so Trickett not so happy about trapping anymore maybe, but he's definitely going to pay him off.
What did you mean to bet 600? 7.
Better
normally bet 600.
Better hope a 10 doesn't come off.
He's teasing. These guys know each other pretty well, and I think Sam's right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
A 10 does come off, giving Trickett 2 pair. The Jungleman has a straight.
Wow, he's managed to check it. He's managed to check it, has Jungleman.
It's just like he knew he made 2 pair on the river. Only way you can check that. Just incredible. Well, watch this, folks. Punishment is coming. The Jungleman checked that on the river after betting it along.
I guess it just has more to do with he just thinks any hand that Trickett calls with, or most of the hands he calls with on the turn, he's going to try and get a value bet in on the river, Mike.
Well, you're going to see Trickett's forehead hit the green felt very shortly, because it's going to go bonk just as soon as Jungleman raises him. He's going to say, "You've got to be kidding me." Well, he does get raised.
So it's just a question of how much. It looks like about 2,700 perhaps.
Let's get the camera back on Trickett here so you can see his frustration.
And this is also where you get to see the kind of stuff Trickett's made of. This looks like to me an impossible fold, Mike, but I know Trickett does not like paying off hands on the river. How tough a fold is this?
2007.
He does beat a bunch of hands, doesn't he?
Yeah, not so easy. He beats a lot of hands, but none that the guy's going to raise with. I mean, essentially, he can beat a bluff now. The guy's going to just call him with 2 queens. He's going to come with 2 jacks. But Trickett's just curious.
It's really weird that you bet 150 now. It's made it all more complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He's counting the pot up.
Could be a slow roll, by the way.
Trickett was positive, absolutely positive, that Jungleman meant to bet 600 on the river instead of 150.
Well, he makes a call.
Excuse me, on the turn.
Jungleman shows him the straight. I don't think Jungleman could have played that any better.
Yeah.
Wow, he called out it. He called out his hand.
It's like he knew it when he checked.
Yeah.
That shows you how good these guys are. I really thought Trickett would get away from that hand. Truthfully, once he gets raised there, all he can beat's a bluff.
Made it 2,700, right?
But obviously, Jungleman capable of bluffing there. It was as much a curiosity call.
A violent check. Hand almost went through the table.
I wouldn't be surprised if he broke something. A lot of bones
Maybe his
in the
hand,
hand.
yeah.
No, that's what I mean. There's
Gotcha.
a lot of bones in the hand, Jeff. You know, there's could be a serious injury.
Jack-7 of spades for Daniel. Raises it up. Ace-Jack of diamonds for Suat. Ace Jack 10, top 2 pair for Suat. Daniel with the backdoor flush draw to go along with his jacks. Backdoor straight draw as well. He may be in trouble with that turn card as he turns a worse 2 pair.
I don't think he's going to lose too many chips. Obviously, this will leave a mark, but 8-9 comes home. King-Queen makes a straight, obviously. He does have, obviously, a worrisome 2 pair off the button. He's probably just going to have to call twice. Might get bailed out on river texture. Let's see what it comes.
Comes the 3 of hearts.
Yeah, backdoor hearts now get there. You're just not folding 2 pair on this sort of board. And my goodness.
Oh.
Wow. Now, Jeff,
jacks.
this will cost him. He has no, Razai here has no reason not to value bet jacks and 7s. Thinks he's getting called by a lot of 1 pair hands. There it is. Here comes a quick call. Bad news.
Bet is 1.5 million.
I think it's a quick call. I guess not. Concerned about the hearts.
There is that call. Razai will confidently flip over the Jack 7, and we can't blame him. But Suat showing down the winner.
You not like players who just weren't among like the top caliber, and they put up a $250,000. It was a pretty great tournament.
Stefan from the small. He's going to raise it up. 4xing. Again, Toby, this is something we were saying earlier. You throw in a bit of raising from the small as well as just flatting. Obviously,
yeah.
Stefan doing the same here, deciding king 8 as a raise.
Yeah, I'm slightly surprised that king 8's in his 4x range, but seems okay as a limp call to me. But
Right. It's going to work out nicely here as he pairs a king when Nick makes second pair.
yeah,
And Dan, how do you fall on this? Do you raise sometimes from the small, or are you always limping?
I raise some hands, and I mostly limp and then play a large raise size as well.
No surprise to see Nick call this one with second pair. Very small c-bet on a pretty broken board. Stefan's job getting a little easier as he makes kings up on the turn.
this is a nice board to have a big sizing now for Stefan.
$680,000. That's 525. No flush draw on board. There are perhaps some more straight draw combos that Stefan could have. But Nick guys with obviously second pair blind on blind, it's just still got to get to the river, right?
It's not great that the 9 completes Queen Jack.
Yeah.
But you still got to continue.
Speaking of the 9, there it is. And Nick makes an inferior 2 pair.
The 9 completes Queen Jack, and the 10 is very obvious. So his hand is very unexciting, but he just has second pair blind on blind, and there's just going to be some bluffs. I predict 1.2, but I think a lot of sizes are valid.
Pretty close. 1.3, I think, from Stefan there.
I'll count that as a win.
Yeah, we'll give you that one.
And he's going to get called.
Makes the call. King's up, beats tens up. Nick suddenly short stacked. 40 big blinds. We are seeing some hands clash on this final table. Certainly not going as slow as I thought it might.
Yeah, that's pretty.
They're not going to be allowed here, obviously, but I think Jennifer wants one, not because of position, but I think it might have more to do with her eyesight and the lights and things like
If
that.
that seat ever comes available, I want it, yeah?
In a real question, you can change seats with somebody illegal.
The films are where?
Vipper knows that everybody wants a seat on his left. Channing's opened this up with a mid-raise.
Yeah, for those who didn't see last year's show, Viffer destroyed this game last year. What did he win? Something like 150, 160,000 pounds?
Yes, 147 or something like that.
Really odd. Yeah, Australia, because we were putting like 20 people in.
How much is it?
This flop has been bet by Fatoussi with bottom pair, devilfish called. Now he's hit 2 pair, and Tilly's got the flush draw.
Yeah, because you have to change the glass, because underneath here it says the name of the person, and then that takes forever. Yeah, it's just...
Jennifer's showing some good judgment here, not getting too aggressive against a devilfish. Maybe she has cottoned on to the fact that he's got it quite often.
Yeah, and you're enjoying it.
Well, good check by devilfish.
Did I take my punishment well last year?
He definitely put it on the right hand because he's not too happy about just calling a half-pot bet on the
I
river.
had the second worst seat. I had the second worst
I like
seat.
Tilly's bet size because this is the top end of devilfish's range here.
And the only person that had a seat
That's about
worse
the
than me
best
was
shit
the guy
hand that
on
she
my
could
right.
put him on. She probably thinks he's even weaker than that, and she's just trying to get something.
When you drop
I can't
her,
imagine how he could fold this, though.
But if she has a problem seeing it, as long as we don't all start jockeying for seats.
He is good enough to fold this, isn't he?
That'd be a hell of a laydown if he ends up making it.
Baby. I mean, you have to have a flush, right? Don't show me a black cat when we need him.
Maybe that's why he's the devilfish.
Oh my gosh.
He's
not
laying
full
it
deck
down.
I'm glad I'm not stuck in
And
this game.
he showed it, so
You got it locked up.
So we got the double straddle on here.
I locked
Tony
up
G.
I won 5,000 back. Come on,
One way to generate the action.
I won 5,000 back. I got it locked up.
Make sure you get that 4,000 or a chance at winning that 4,000.
there's a lot of implied odds in this title. Tony G winning the big game.
I'm not winning anything. No, but you got the logo on the table. I don't think it looks good. 200. Last time this is. This is web streamed, yeah? Tony G is leaving the table.
Oh, it's a dub. I can just move in and take it now. At least you guys will have a chance. If I move
When's
in,
Jennifer Tilly coming back in the game?
If he moves in any photo.
Is she going to be back in the game?
this is my chance to move in now.
When's Mr. and Mrs. Tilly getting back in the game?
It's quite funny. It is his chance to move in. How much heart and commitment have you got, Tony?
Cool. Big chance for you here.
Should have moved in.
Martin, put your Yankee cap back on.
Oh, 07. That's
I mean, I
Roberto.
hate
That's
the Yankees
Roberto.
and all,
Check
but you ain't said two
DeWolf would have
words
flopped
since you
this
got in the
straight.
game.
Did
At
you see
least
how long DeWolf sat with that 5-6 there? He was so close to playing.
And we could have had so much action. Both guys would have never got away from those hands.
Let's see the flop.
Cool. Pass.
Rob Young has
Back after lunch.
fired out here.
Where's Sorrell busy? Let's get a
Roberto
Chinese
slow
game.
plays the sevens on the flop. Maybe he's looking for a safe turn, like a 2 or 3 to get the
He's
action
the only
going.
guy get a Chinese game going at
And
lunch.
now
with.
his hand is nothing more than a bluff catcher, unfortunately.
Insanity. I played the hand. I had the lead.
And Rob Young checks. And I don't think Rob is going to check a straight here almost ever. And so I really think Roberto
I'm now in control.
should bet
You have
for
tremendous
value there.
control of this table.
And now Rob Young is, he might bet this for value.
I think
he
we're going to
might,
have a retirement here.
yeah, he decides to bet for value, just a little blocker bet. And again, I don't think a straight ever bets 1,000, so I think this is a good opportunity for Roberto to represent some like busted queen jack that was maybe calling for a gut shot raise.
Doesn't let us have fun.
What's weird about this is he would think that Roberto would have bet the turn if he had the straight, so why would he raise him now? This has got to be very confusing to Young. Is he just trying to pick on me because I let out for, you know, a fifth of the pot? I don't see him getting away from this too often.
Where's the biffer? How did he get kicked out of the game?
I don't know. That's insane. Yeah, what are the official
Somebody call Biffer.
Can you find out?
He don't need sleep.
Yeah, Rob's called. He says, why would you? Like you said, why would you have checked a straight on the turn?
Biffer, he don't need sleep. He'll be here.
Ask the TV production.
Exactly what you mean. Romel getting a few back.
Should have moved in with that hand.
A little bit of drama here right now.
Ryan Smith is definitely going to have a good opportunity to make some money here.
Annette with the old deuce 3 on the button, and she's got Channing in the small. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Oh, really?
Now we can see our action right here.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the flush draw on board, Channing is not going to be too quick to give her credit for a better hand.
How can he?
When are you going to call it?
Wednesday.
He's going to be thinking only pocket fives and like ace 5 beat him pretty much.
And, you know,
And he's going to see all those draws.
Now,
She got the colours wrong. Go on, let her take it back. It's okay.
Yeah, and Annette has to raise right now. I mean, it's just...
because there's so many hands that Channing could be willing to get it in with, sort of thing.
Exactly, and from Channing's perspective, he's going to be thinking Annette could just be making a play. She could have a billion different draws. He's not going to be thinking she has a better hand too often. We'll just see how much trouble he gets himself in here.
It's amazing because most players would have re-raised Channing. He's not the kind of guy who loves to get it in big on the flop, but now actually.
See, the stacks were actually pretty good for Channing to go ahead and just get it in there. If they had been 20K deep, I might like a call a little more, but I probably prefer just popping it back and getting it in.
You know, you play for 8 hours and they show one hand and then you're out.
Is there any way Channing doesn't go broke here? And Annette has to think about making sure she bets this heavy enough to get this paid off big, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She should be making pretty large bets because for Channing to call, you know, he could even be as strong as like ace king now when he calls the raise out of position and then the king turns. So she's loving that card, and actually Channing's loving that card because he's not putting her on an ace king, and he's still got her on a number of like 6-8 of spades and, you know, 3-6 of spades and random like jack-10 of spades and maybe a bluff that decided a 2-barrel. Now that's unfortunately going to kill a lot of the action. That's going to save Channing a lot of money there.
4,200 pounds in this pot, and right, a big part of Annette's range from the way Channing perceives it is the spades, but still, you feel like he may just check and call here, or what's this?
This is definitely odd here. He must be going for something real small.
2-5 bets, 2,350.
Call.
So cool.
Yeah.
2 bet.
And somewhere, he made that decision quick, somewhere between a blocking bet and a value. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going there for, because if he was going to call if he was going to put more money in the pot, he probably should have been better off letting Annette maybe go for a triple barrel bluff, maybe try and pick off some 6-7s or some 3-6s, some of those busted straight draws that missed. He's got to put more money in. I mean, checking and fold